Now today, let's celebrate lemons. Now when you look at the lemon, the thing that comes to your mind is not France. Most of the time it's Italy, perhaps Spain. But in fact, the south of France, the town of Menton, next to Nice, has got a lemon festival. Just to tell you how huge the amount of lemon you can find over there is. So when is the Lemons Festival? The whole town is painted with lemons, and there's even carts and decoration made out of real lemons the entire city. Okay, so today we're going to celebrate lemons with that recipe, which is simple braised chicken with garlics and lemon. So it celebrates these two ingredients from the south of France, the garlic and the lemon, a little bit of stock, a little bit of wine, very simple and very quick. For the food preparation, let's begin with here the lemon. One very important thing, you need to peel the lemon, as I'm going to show you here, and remove all of the skin and also the white parts. So the flesh needs to be exposed totally, and when that's done, you're going to cut slices of lemon that is totally skinless. This is very important to avoid a big bitterness in your dish. Herbs, this is provincial herbs, mixed herbs. Then you've got the usual suspect, of course, the bay leaf, the garlic. The garlic has to be peeled and half, and you need about 15 cloves. There's lots of garlic in that recipe. The chicken, seasoned with salt and pepper, and then dusted with flour. So just a dusting, it's a little bit of flour, not tons of it. For the rest, we're going to use some white chicken stock on here. You could use brown chicken stock, but white chicken stock you can make your own or use something from the shop, it's fine. And a little bit of wine. There is some cream in some recipe. I'm not going to use it today, but if you really want, you can use cream. For the cookware, we're going to be using a standard kind of Dutch oven, any kind of casserole dish, something that needs to go or can go in the oven. So we've got everything ready. Make sure you prepare all the stuff. You'll find everything on the recipe card. And let's begin. The first thing we're going to do always when you use stock, being stock from the shop or your own, you sterilize it, you bring it to the boil at least until the bubbles come, like this, you know it's safe, and it can also like this reduce a little bit and concentrate the flavor. Interestingly today, we're going to flavor the stock directly with the garlic cloves. You're going to rinse them well on the clear water, and we're going to put them in there when the stocks boil. Now while we're at it, I want to say something about these things here. These are the so-called germs, which is the sprout that lives inside the garlic, and we always say in French, oh, remove the germ. That means remove the sprout. So these are the things, it is basically the garlic starting to grow in there, and there is a saying, oh, it's going to get the whole dish bitter. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know what, it's not exactly true, I've tried one, it's not that bitter yet. So yes, one garlic clove, it's not the end of the world, or two. In this case, when you get 15 of them, this is what I've removed. Now, I can guarantee you that if you boil this into your dish, all these sprouts here, you're gonna get a definite slight bitterness going in there, for sure. Okay, so keep this in mind. This is why it is important to remove the sprouts. So it starts to boil up. We put all the garlic, and I'm gonna wait 1 or 2 minutes. My stock is now ready. I've left it here, turned the heat off, the garlic is in there, and I'm gonna leave it on the side while I'm browning the chicken. As soon as you're in the south of France, you're gonna have olive oil mixed with butter. The north is only butter, and the south is either only olive oil or a mix of the both. This is what I've got here. I'm gonna use a medium heat. You don't want to go too hard with this chicken, but you want a good coloring side first. So I'm gonna start and let them color gently. One thing to remember always when you're doing this, use a timer. The timer is your friend, and this is something I've learned the hard way when I was doing a cooking competition on national television. About 5 minutes on each side is what's going to give you that nice coloring, you see? And this is why I like to use flour and do things in batches, not to overcrowd the pan. So we want a nice coloring. After around 10 minutes, 5 minutes on each side, I'm going to discard the chicken here and remove the excess fat that resides at the bottom of the pan. So when we mention removing the excess of fat, is to avoid that you got a massive pond of fat in here, because we need to caramelize whatever brown bits are in there to concentrate the flavor so we can do a deglazing. I usually keep the excess of fat, which is here in a little little jar, little bowl on the side, because it can come in handy, you never know. I've put here my bay leaves, and I'm going to put my heat to pretty high on here, okay, and wait for this to come to temperature, to sizzle, to crackle. And we're gonna do a little déglacé and deglazing first by putting some shallots in. So first you wait until the temperature rises up and that brown bits caramelize a bit. I'm always using this bay leaf as a, you see, when I put them as an indicator when I know it's hot enough, so I know it's hot enough. Very, very quickly, just for a minute or two maximum. We don't want to burn the shallot. I'm going to add some flavor before adding the wine in. That's good enough. Immediately, the wine. So quick reminder, the wine, it's really to grab all these brown juices and put them into your sauce, okay? That's the whole purpose. And we cook the wine to kill off the acidity of the wine and remove the excess of alcohol. This is what you usually do this, and that's the whole purpose. So you're gonna wait just a few minutes until the wine kind of becomes semi-syrupy. As soon as you've got a few tablespoons left, you put all the garlic and the stock in. And same thing, gonna bring to the boil and leave to reduce for a few minutes. It's a very tight kind of sauce, and it's gonna really just braise, almost between sauté and braised chicken. The stock is boiling, and now is the good time to preheat your oven at 190 degrees Celsius. As soon as the oven is ready, I'm going to put the chicken in, which is just a few minutes, maybe 3 to 5 minutes. I am done. This is my little reduction here. I've concentrated the flavor. I'm going to start by adding some pepper in here, not too much, with a bit of extra salt, and again, not too much. You can always add this later. I'm going to put the herbs in here, as well as, of course, the lemon. Pieces of lemon. This is with the heat off. And then stir everything through like this. Nothing special, nothing particular. And then slowly, I'm going to add my chicken piece by piece on there. And I'm going to keep these skins dry to have a nice look when we're going to be serving the dish afterwards. So this is what we have before we put the dish in the oven. As you can see, it's very, very rudimentary. There's nothing special. It's really home cooking, French home cooking, using garlic and lemon at its simplest. But you know what I do? That little extra oil I have, I always put it back. And I'm going to moisten the top of these lovely brown chickens on here, and to make sure they're not too dry and nice and oily. I'm going to put a lid on, and we're going to cook this for 40 minutes, maybe 45, and that's going to be it. Easy. It's been 35 minutes and my chicken is now cooked. And by the way, I forgot to tell, but this is only chicken tights because they can take a beating. So what we're going to do here is scoop out the chicken and finish the sauce. Once the chicken has been removed, you have to finish the sauce, which is usually just a matter of bringing this to the boil and reduce slightly until you have the desired consistency. So you got two choices here. Okay, there's two schools. That's the sauce for the purist. Undisturbed chicken stock, garlic, lemon. Okay, you can reduce a little bit just for a few minutes, and then you're going to pour this over the chicken or put the chicken in a pond of sauce or service the sauce on the side. Okay, that's one option. Now, because there is two schools, and you can see what the sauce looks like that, I'm gonna do another version here with the cream that I've talked at the beginning, so I'm not gonna add it, but let's make everybody happy. And I will do a finished dish with a bit of cream. The cream does break down the acidity. It is quite lemony. Of course, it's a lemon chicken, right? Okay. So I'm going to reduce a bit, add a bit of cream, and transform the sauce a little bit. When you use cream, you need to make sure you have enough. Otherwise, it's going to have that weird look of half creamy, half watery with like particles in there. So you want to make sure I've got a good 1 or 2 tablespoons. And when you mix, this is where you're going to know if there is enough or not. Most of the time, when you add cream to a sauce like this, you want to have almost the same amount of cream against the liquid. Otherwise, you see these kinds of semi-waterish kind of thing, you don't have that creamy look. You want lots of cream. So if you go the cream way like that, your sauce has to have a majority of cream. So you have cream first and that thickness of the cream. I'm going to bring that to the boil. And then the rest. So that's almost 150 ml of cream in there. It's a lot, okay? That's just to give you an idea if you go the cream way. You know, it's another stage for the sauce. The sauce is boiling, and you see what I mean? When you got enough cream, you really have that nice creamy texture. And that's very important. If you don't have that creamy texture, you don't have enough cream. No, definitely toned down, but there, you know. Definitely a bit of salt. A bit of pepper, another 3 minutes reduction. My sauce is now ready. This is the consistency I've got. Okay. The first thing you're going to do when you finish your sauce, you're going to taste. So you take a bit of your sauce, you taste, like I did before. It's fine. If needed, salt and pepper. You adjust the seasoning. Consistency. How do you know when it's ready? The coating consistency of your sauce. Look at this. If I put my finger in here, it makes a clear mark. That means I've got a coating consistency. This is the gold standard in sauce making to know when your sauce is thick enough. You don't need to overdo it, as long as it can coat a spoon or something like this. And when you put your finger, you get a mark, you're good. Your sauce is now ready. So I'm going to put everything, the chicken and the sauce, in a new dish, do some decoration, and I'm going to wrap up the video. And here we are. So I've chosen a flat, shallow dish here for the presentation, so you can see the chicken, you can see the sauce, and with some simple decoration of lemon, parsley, and a few herbs, this is what you can get. And this is a typical South of France lemon and garlic chicken, but the lemon is really the #1 taste. Now, if you're into citrus or anything acidic, you're gonna love this dish, and you've got two options. You're gonna have it with the cream and without. Now, just remember, if you add cream, you need to have enough cream, at least 150 ml, to really have that nice creamy effect. For the rest, I'm waiting for your comments and tell me what you think about that dish, okay? I see you all in the next video.
My appetite.